everyone, and welcome back. It's time for a tea break. Apologies we didn't put an episode out yesterday, but through the damning indictment of the Australian healthcare system, my partner and I were stuck in the hospital emergency waiting room for roughly 17 hours before getting her into a short stay room. So, well, look, she got released yesterday, so that's all that really matters at the end of the day. But that is also the reason we didn't upload yesterday, is because I wasn't able to record being in the hospital for most of Wednesday evening and then into Thursday up until around 5 or so when we got discharged. But anyway, yeah, but she's all good. Thanks for asking. That's all good. So we're bringing it back today, with it being Good Friday or Easter Friday or whatever it's called. How are you today, Ben?
Yeah, pretty good. Having a very relaxing day. Got a pork belly that's been in the fridge overnight, so looking forward to chucking that in the air fryer a bit later on and getting stuck into that. Saints have the bye this weekend, so we were just saying off air it's nice that I'm not getting heart palpitations or medical issues from them this weekend, which is nice. Great to hear Jay's well though. That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to watch Saints and then end up in the emergency room for 17 hours, would you?
Definitely not. But I have said before,
waiting room, I should say. Yeah.
No, I have said before they're probably going to give me a stroke at some point if they keep dishing out what they do most weekends. But we've got a really good episode today,
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about our your best 11 Sydney FC players and my best 11 Heart/City players. We're going to put them together in a team, right?
Yeah, we're going to try and combine them together. It's going to induce a good, fierce, rigorous debate. That's why we're doing it. And also because we do very little A-League content on this channel, aside from the review, obviously, most weeks. So we figured maybe as a way to kind of, where we both support teams on more of a level standpoint, because doing this with St. Pauli Bayern would just be silly, trying to debate Pauli players over Bayern players, obviously. Right, I mean, look, even if we're going back in the day, right, this is probably the best period you've had as a club for quite a long time, probably since you've been alive even, that long. It would be really similar, even silly to even go, Roy Mackay from the mid-2000s for Bayern. Who have you got from the mid-2000s for St. Pauli? Probably some player who's ended up doing just some random job for a living. No offense.
Fabian Boll is probably the only one I can think of. He was there last time we got promoted, which was about 15 years ago. But as far as how we're going, ask me at the end of the weekend, because I think we've had a couple of injuries from the international break, which I'm not really too pleased about given our predicament. So. But I did see that Japan did beat England in a friendly the other day.
We're not here to talk about that, but neither of your players got on the pitch though, so you don't have to worry about them getting injured. But yeah, anyway,
I don't think one even played. But anyway, let's get stuck in.
This is it. So we're basically going to do a standard, debate, combined 11 of the best players of all time. Also, because we decided best because we do so many shit lists. We figured let's actually do a list where we're talking about good players for a change as well. Make it, a bit more balanced and not only talk about the crap. We might end up doing a shit list for this as well in the future. But for now, we're just going to do the good list. So it's quite simple. Best 11. We're just going with 4-3-3 to make it interesting for that centre forward spot. Because if we had two available, it wouldn't be much of a debate then, because both could get in. So to make it more debatable, we've each come up with pretty much one player for each position in that 4-3-3, and we're basically going to put our nominations forward, discuss them, and then debate amongst ourselves, as into which one gets the final spot on the team for the best City/Heart and Sydney combined 11 in A-League history, or at least since Melbourne Heart came into the competition, not pre to that. So anyway, and this is obviously all the players I've watched, so I'm not, I started following Sydney around 2008-2009 season, so I only really saw the back end of Corica's career, so I can't really judge it off that. I know before that he was brilliant, and I know we had some good players, in the first couple of years, the Pierre Litbarski era and stuff like that, but I'm not going to pick them because I never really watched them, so it wouldn't really make sense. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump straight into it and start with the goalkeeper position. For my sake as a Sydney fan, there's a couple of players I could have put in. Obviously, Clint Bolton was our OG goalkeeper in A-League, but again, because I really only saw the back end of him, not really going to put him in as good as the keeper he was. And the keeper, and obviously Redders is another one which I've seen a lot of, but had his moments where he wasn't particularly good, even though he was a great servant to the club. And the fact that we got him from Wanderers where he looked washed and then he was brilliant for us. But there's only one player, in my opinion, that I'm putting on this to go up who I expect you're going to put in. And even though he was only with us one season, and you cannot deny conceding 12 goals in an A-League season, Danny Vukovic has to be my pick, and he was just phenomenal for us that season.
Good pick. Mine's a little bit different, but I think this guy deserves it just based on what he was able to do, the pedigree in terms of his career overall.
If you haven't put who I think you've actually put, then Danny Vukovic gets in this team, I'm just saying. Because it's going to be hard to beat. The other keeper that I thought you were going to pick, unless it is who I thought you were going to pick, and I've just misunderstood your description of him, would have given Danny Vukovic a run for his money. Because, I mean, you remember that 16-17 season, Danny Vukovic was, like, by far the best keeper in the league. He's just... Yeah. Like that season, and with the defence in front of him, obviously was solid as well and played their part, as did the whole team, obviously, with winning the double that season. But he was fucking brilliant that season, Danny Vukovic.
This guy's the first in one of my what I call spite picks, because of what he was able to achieve for City. So he's a City player, or was a City player. But I've picked some of these guys based on what they've did against a certain club.
So not really
over the
best
years.
11 of all time.
Best for me,
okay.
Yes. Best for my enjoyment as a fan.
Talk about this guy, because he's not going in the team. Because there's only one keeper you've had, I think, who gets in this team over Danny Vukovic.
It's Thomas Sorensen. So, this guy had a terrific Premier League career. Played at Sunderland and I think some other sides. But his heroics in a I'm pretty sure it was a Christmas derby or a derby, where basically nothing was getting past him on a particular night, and he one of the best City goalkeepers I've ever seen. Better than Dean Bouzadas, but that's not really a stretch. Let's face it. I was going to pick Clint Bolton because he was the OG.
Oh, okay. See,
as well.
The keeper I thought you would have put in as probably your best of all time is Tom Glover, in my opinion. So I'm surprised you didn't go with him.
No, it's pedigree and what he was able to achieve against City, and I just think Sorensen's got that sort of upper standard against a guy like Tom Glover. Plus, Sorensen was never hit in the face with a bucket at a derby, so
flare.
No, it was a bucket of sand.
Oh, it was a bucket that hit him. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that just shows the class of Victory supporters and why I've got Sorensen in this list, because he basically, shut out Victory in a derby and was saving them with basically everything. So, face and legs and, arms and shoulders and everything else. So he's my pick. I guess the thing with this list is it doesn't matter too much to me if my players don't end up in this side. It's more sort of what I've seen in them. I guess that's why we're picking our own.
So we've made a strong start. I don't think this is up for much debate. As much as I know in terms of career, Sorensen hands down beats any, if all, or at least most, I should say, A-League keepers across the history of the competition for obvious reasons. But if we're basing this obviously more so purely on the A-League, look, Vukovic, I don't think I've seen a keeper have a better season, have a better campaign than Vukovic in 2016-17 did for us. And I think a lot of fans would probably kind of agree with that because he was just fucking ridiculous that season. It was.
I'm happy for him to go in that spot based on because you know more about him, and I know he's had a fantastic career at multiple clubs. He's represented his country.
I guess that's.
Well, I didn't know that until you mentioned it. But if you think he's more worthy of that spot, then that's probably it. Yeah.
Fair credit, Sorensen, Paul. Obviously, you would have watched him more than I did for you, but I don't think he's getting in ahead of Danny Vukovic. No. All honesty,
Yeah.
We'll move on.
And I was going to say that derby win that we had against Victory, or as I call them, the other mob down the road, they were in really good form during that season as well. I can't remember exactly which one, but Yeah, so I was going to say Bozana. Sorry, so
Was it?
Vukovic is in
I'm
that
guessing you're probably
spot.
trying to think roughly when I remember Sorensen being in the league. I'm pretty sure your favourite striker in A-League history probably would have been playing for them in that game. The
Well, if it's who we're
Albanian,
thinking of, he might be.
the Albanian
No,
himself.
definitely not him. I was going to say there is one who played for both teams who might be on my list, but definitely isn't Borussia, and he can, he was a dog of a player. There, I said it. So,
Yeah, of course you hated him.
and even when he was playing for Brisbane Roar and he dived to win that penalty in that final. Anyway, moving on. I'll get too angry otherwise.
And even when he played for Western United as well.
Who?
Western United, yeah. But yeah, we'll start with the centre backs. I reckon we'll go one, then two, or if you want, or do you want to go all the way across the back four from left to right? It's up to you.
Let's go left to right because I reckon this guy might just edge out the left back position.
Look, left back was difficult for me because we haven't really typically had a lot of long stay left backs like Diego Caballo, but he was pretty average. Fabio, who's probably going to be in my worst Sydney 11 of all time, let alone best. It's been a very scattered position. I kind of broke my rule with this when trying to think of players because I came up with one because he was there a bit longer. I'm not even entertaining Gersbach. Fuck who ended up playing for Wanderers. Do one. And particularly wasn't that good for it. He was all right for us. He wasn't amazing. I've gone with Joel King, who, had this been a couple of years ago, I reckon he would be a challenge potentially, but he's kind of had a massive fall off. And when he first came into the team, he was really good. He went away, came back, still good, and then the last year or so, he's just really kind of fallen off a cliff in form. So I've thought about him, but I'm probably going to settle on the second name I thought of, and that's again a one-seasoner for us, but he was quite good. He was very good, probably one of the best left backs in the league in that season to hold on to something there. It's Australia's own Luke Wiltshire, who I've got there. Again, it's not the strongest pick. I mean, he was very good for us in that season, but I know we just put Vukovic for one season for us, but that was Luke Wiltshire's only A-League season, so it's a bit different. He was good, but I mean, look, I'll happily concede this one because I couldn't really think of one who's really much better. So, I mean, who have you got? I mean, I imagine in my head, I've got a rough idea who it is.
Well, who do you think before I announce it? Yeah, it is.
Obviously, it has
to be. It is.
Yeah.
Just that had to be in that spot. I don't think anybody can really nudge him from that left back role. Had a great career with Heart. Even when we weren't winning too many games, I remember that magical season with Aloisi at the helm where we didn't win, I think, till January.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he started at Heart, didn't he? I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right. And he's on the plane to the US. So,
you'll forgive him. You'll forgive him for his stint with the other mob, then, will you?
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
You forgot he did play for Victory.
I think they probably did as well. So he's locked in that left back role in this team, I reckon. So
yeah, I mean, I expected that was going to be the case. I knew you were probably going to go. I really thought you were going to go with Bajic. And yeah, I knew anyone we had probably wasn't going to really come close to competing, so we can move on swiftly with that. But yeah, Bajic, I mean, you're captain as well, and has been for a couple of years, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and led with distinction. So and he's played for the other mob, but hasn't forgotten his roots as a long-standing sort of Heart player, and I do respect.
I just thought of one. I just thought of a Sydney one I probably should have mentioned, but it's too late now, and that might have been closer. I can't believe I forgot about Michael Zillow. I feel a little annoyed. Although I guess he mainly played right back for us more so I don't think... And there's another right back we have who we'll get onto shortly, who's quite obviously going to be in my best 11 for Sydney. But anyway, we'll move on to any of the centre backs. I mean, look, you can pick. We've obviously picked two. I've picked two. It doesn't matter what order you say them in. I'm going to start with again another one who wasn't really at the club for that long. But when he was fucking incredible. His brother was dog shit for Wanderers, to give you an idea who I'm about to mention. But obviously he spent most of his career playing in Scotland, for another clue. It is Ryan McGowan, who was probably one of the best one of the all-time best A-League centre-backs, which sounds ridiculous considering he didn't spend an awful lot of his career in the league. But he was that good for us. I genuinely think he deserves to be in that conversation. There is another one who is probably the best of all time, and I'll get onto it shortly as the obvious other pick. But yeah, for me, Ryan McGowan has to be one of the centre-backs, in my opinion. My put forward for that first centre-back position is Ryan McGowan. Just so composed on the ball, brilliant in the tackle, just so brave, just an excellent reader of the game at that level as well. Quality he is. Because I didn't realise how good he was when we signed him. I thought he was a bit, here and there. Fucking hell was I wrong. He was absolutely ridiculous when we had him. And we struggled to replace him ever since, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'm putting forward Ryan McGowan for the first centre-back spot. Who have you got?
Now this sort of line was a bit more difficult for me because we've had quite a lot of good centre backs over the years, and one of them who I was originally going to pick.
Bart Schenkerveld.
Ironically, is going to be your new manager, but I didn't pick him. So,
I forgot he played for you.
Yeah.
Your captain as well.
Yeah. I didn't pick him. I have actually gone with Bart Schenkerveld instead.
Wait, actually, I was joking when I said that.
No, I seriously have, yeah. I was going to go with Kisnorbo, but I thought, I don't want to pick too many Heart players, although he was an absolute enforcer.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I had a one of my first City shirts was with his name on the back, 24. So, but it is Bart Schenkerveld, tough as nails and just an absolute warrior, and disappointed he didn't play more games for us.
I must have just not watched him that much because I seem to just remember he was a bit of a bit clunky and a bit slow and not particularly great or amazing. Or maybe I'm getting confused with Michael Jakobsen because he was pretty shit.
Maybe, but he had a good career with us as well.
Okay.
So I've got him. I'll go with my second.
Well, hold on, hang on. We've got to decide who's going in the team first here. I mean, look. Obviously, we're going to put forward each other's players. This one could be the first one that puts some form of debate on it. I mean, you're probably going to defend Schenkerveld over McGowan, as am I, McGowan over Schenkerveld. But
he's a defender.
Yeah,
so.
Ryan. I think it's hard for you to ignore the fact that Ryan McGowan's an accomplished Socceroo, had a sterling.
Yeah.
I know we're not taking outside of the A-League into it, but
yeah.
Again, for the time that he was with us, which was pretty much just one season again, he was still absolutely ridiculous. So, in my opinion, it has to be Ryan McGowan.
Yeah, I think, and I was just going to say that because he did play for the Socceroos. I think national team trumps.
Yeah, but we're not going to really take that.
Run-of-the-mill Dutch defender.
But we're not going to really take that outside stuff into comparison here because it can be very heavily skewed if you do that. Doing that. But yeah, I would say it has to be McGowan.
Okay. Yeah.
You agree with
that? I'm agreeing with that, yeah.
See, I thought if you put forward Paddy Kisnorbo, then it's more of a conversation to be had there. But but Schenkerveld, no, I'm sorry, I'm not having it. My other centre-back, this one picks itself as well. He's probably the best centre-back in A-League history. Was absolutely phenomenal. Mariners were phenomenal under his leadership. Had a rock-solid defence with him there as well. Came to us and did the exact same thing, if not more, with us. It is the one, the only, and he's still at the club now in the coaching role and stuff like that, and just doing behind-the-scenes stuff in general like he has for the last few years. It is the one and only Wilco. Alex Wilkinson. What a man, what a player, what a captain, what a leader, what a legend. There's not much more that can be said about how fucking good this guy was. Not just as a whole, as a defender. And I am absolutely mystified as to how he didn't get more caps for Australia, because he damn well should have been a regular starter for them, but somehow wasn't. Because Australia usually do these weird things where they pick these randomers from overseas with dog shit like Milos Degenek and players like that, when Wilco is sitting right there being like, I'm amazing, so just fucking pick me. So yeah, it's Wilco for me, so good luck getting any one of your players in past him.
Now, I'm already going to say he goes in because I've got Curtis.
I just realised, to be fair, I forgot about him. That is a fair shout.
Okay.
But I just realised Wilco played for you, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, for one season, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got Curtis Good in that other centre back role.
Yeah, look, Wilco gets in there 100%, but I mean, you might as well talk about Curtis Good to at least, he was decent for you.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
So. Quality player. I think he was at Newcastle. I think he played at Bradford City for a little while too. Just really tough as nails, and 169. But played so 11 and 12. So Did he play at Did he play for Heart as well?
Yeah, he did. He started his career there.
But there you go.
He came through I don't think, because younger probably would have been Victory's youth academy initially, obviously, but when obviously made the switch to Heart when he was still young, around the same time as Goodwin, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. There you go. I didn't realise that, but I'm just Wikipedia's telling me he's currently playing as a centre back for Buriram United in the Thai League. I had no idea.
How do you not know that? You literally just played them.
Because I didn't pay too much attention to the game.
You knocked them out, I thought. Got knocked out by them. I can't remember which way round it was.
No, they beat it. If it was the team that beat us in the shootout a couple of weeks ago, I'm pretty sure it was them. I didn't know. There you go. Just as I see a picture on here of David Villa, who I didn't pick in this side. So he's my other centre back. So I think Wilco. It is a good shout, but I think Wilco goes in.
He's probably the best in A-League history.
He also played for us, so I don't feel too bad about
let alone getting in a Sydney best or even Sydney the City combined best 11. He's probably getting in the A-League best 11 without much debate. So, I mean, We'll move swiftly over to right back. And again, this is a position which I think you're going to find it difficult to beat. There's only one name any Sydney FC fan is going to put forward for the best right back in our club's history. Yes, I know we've had players like Michael Zullo and a couple of others who've thrown their hat in the ring, but come on, no one's going to get beyond the 400 plus game legend himself. That is Rhino. I mean, Ryan Grant, look, there's that much more I need to say about him. He's probably, again, like Wilco, the greatest centre-back in the A-League's history. Is there an argument that Rhino is probably the best right-back in A-League history? Maybe.
No, I think you're right, and I'll tell you why. Because I've got a guy who I don't even think played right back for us, but I've picked him anyway because he was a former captain and quality player, played a bit at Adelaide as well. It's Michael Jacobson.
Yeah, he's definitely not a right back. I don't know where you pulled that one from.
Well, Wikipedia didn't tell me his specific position, so I just thought, I could have picked someone with a less of a...
in all honesty, I don't know who you would have picked anyway, because in terms of, look, the only name I could think of was Jamison, but wasn't he more of a left back?
I forgot about him.
No, he's a right back, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Scott Jamison, let's swap it up because it's stupid. He's not gonna neither of them are beating Ryan Grant, but you might as well at least talk about an actual right back. So look, you got your mention, Michael Jacobson. If you're watching this, don't forget to like and subscribe. But I've just picked your right back for you because you forgot about him because he probably was a better shout. He captained your team to beat us in the grand final, as well, I might point out.
Yeah, and he's a current assistant coach as well, so I've got to give him props for taking his demeanour on field to the bench. He's definitely a fiery customer, and that's what we love to see.
I would say
in the A-League.
I would genuinely say probably one of your best captains in A-League history, I reckon, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The way he kind of led your team.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's Ryan Grant he's going up against.
Yeah.
And just like his Sydney FC career, because Jamison was pretty average for us and Ryan Grant ended up getting him out of the team, he's been ousted from this team by that same man. But again, like the Wilco thing, it's not that harsh on him because there's not many right backs in A-League history who could get in ahead of Grant in an all-time 11 anyway. So, again, once again proving we have a fair amount of good, solid, ridiculously good players to pick from. Given the fact that we started to dominate this list and already having 4 of the 5 players we've talked about be Sydney FC players. But as we move up the pitch, that might start to change. We'll start with the first of the 3 midfielders. Now, I've gone to kind of 8s or 6s, or a 6 and an 8 and a 10. Essentially, I don't know if you've taken it the same direction, but I'll start with the more defensive player. You might have picked the same player. In fact, I have a feeling you probably have. So this one doesn't need to be debated because he was brilliant for both of us. It's none other than Luke Bratton. again, considering with the best of in A-League history, Luke Bratton probably one of the best players in his position in A-League history, I think we can say. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you've picked Bratton.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No, I've picked somebody else who I think is Bratton's been a great player for a number of years, especially for us and for you guys as well. But I've picked a guy who I reckon really deserves it. He's a current A-League pundit on Paramount Plus, and another one of these guys who put his heart and soul into wearing the city crest with pride. It's Eric Partaloo.
Oh, forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won us a derby in a game that I was almost out of the stadium for. I still remember it
What do
pretty
you mean
well. It was
almost out of the stadium?
because I'd left the ground before he scored that winning goal in the whatever year it was derby with the header for City
Why did you leave
against
the ground?
that other mob. Yeah, it was about 88 minutes. I'm like, oh fuck this, we're not going to win. It'll just be a draw. And he bobs up and scores a brilliant header to win us the game. So, but I've picked him. Yeah, I know he was sort of more of a defensive mid.
No, but so's Bratton.
Yeah, but I've picked him.
I mean, fair pick, but again, showing how strong Sydney's players are.
Is it because Bratton's played for more clubs? Is that
Are we actually having our first debate here? Is it just because he played? No, I know Partaloo scored massive goal. Like obviously, the grand final goal against Mariners for Raw. Remember that one's a massive one as well, of course. In the 10-11 grand final, I think it was, and then obviously you mentioned the derby goal. Yeah, I'm not denying that Partaloo is like a very very good defensive mid, but I mean, come on, Luke Bratton. Come on, do I even need to go into like how good this guy was? Not that good anymore because he's kind of fallen off a cliff since joining MacArthur. But
yeah,
I mean,
just the fact that he used to play in the Indian Super League have any sway on this?
Because we're doing A-League only. Look, A-League only. Luke Bratton is the best defensive mid this league has ever had, and I'm not swaying from that. Watch him play, especially in that kind of Sydney era when he was in that Corica team, in that setup. And you'll remember it not fondly, but you'll remember it differently to me. The ball to Grant in the grand final, of course, that goal. It became his signature for us. The Luke Bratton to the Luke Bratton diagonal into the box. That was like his signature ball. And he almost nailed it almost every time he attempted it. I know he didn't score a lot of goals for us, and Partaloo probably has him on the goals. There's no doubt about that. But Luke Bratton is Luke fucking Bratton. He is one of the greatest midfielders in A-League history. There's no denying it.
He is Luke Bratton, and I'm sure he knows that as well. Luke Bratton, if you're watching, like and subscribe.
Legend.
Yeah. No, he was good when he played for us. So
I mean, look, I understand your Partaloo fight here, but you got to give it more because I'm not buying it in him. I don't think in any way he is better than Bratton.
No. Let's get him on the podcast and he can, I think that's probably just ekes him out. I think but not by much.
My other centre mid was a midfielder that really began that kind of dominant era we had, and that's Brandon O'Neill. I know, some player. He's a bit of like a love him or hate him sort of player. I know that, but yeah, for me, Brandon O'Neill was, excuse me, absolutely superb when he played for us. I always remember that free kick in the Derby first game of the season in the 16-17 season when we beat them 4-0, and he got another one the season after in the 5-0 as well. What a player O'Neill was. I mean, he formed that really good, solid partnership with another player I didn't put in, but I'll mention now, and he played for you as well, didn't he? As well as playing for Victory and Wanderers. And that's not the reason I haven't put him in. It's just if I had to pick two midfielders, Bratton's better and O'Neill's the better of the two, but Josh Brillante does deserve a mention. But it was him and O'Neill who kind of formed that partnership. But yeah, O'Neill for me, just what a player. The way he controlled the tempo of the game and stuff like that, especially in that kind of era when we started to begin that dominance. He was a very, very, very good player for us. The best he's ever been in the A-League, because he wasn't amazing before and after he's kind of fallen backwards as well. But yeah, what a player. Brendan O'Neill. Excuse me.
Yeah. You're gonna hate this pick, but I had to go with this guy. We talked about him before we jumped on. If I'm talking a best City or Heart 11, there's no way I'm not picking this guy. I don't care if he was only there for half a season. One of the best entertainers the A-League's maybe ever seen. You know, you can have your halfway line goals. You can have whatever you like. This guy was built like a brick shit house. He brought the Heart crowds in, which is...
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to sound ridiculous here. Apart from his 40-yard fucking screamers, he played like a brick shit house as well. I'm sorry.
He did score a goal in a 4-0 win against that other mob as well. So, you know, I'm taking that into account. It's Orlando Engelhard.
Yeah, obviously.
You know? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you put Rostin Griffiths in, I would have given it to you because I think he's one of the best centre mids, like especially like number 8 in A-League history.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I'm not putting fucking Orlando Bloom ahead of
Orlando Bloom. Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
I couldn't just stack this with just City players. I've got to show some love to the. I do have an old Heart jersey.
Because I know Engelhard scored some of the greatest A-League goals in the competition's history and did about 3 of them in half a season. But I mean, he's not competing anywhere near Brandon O'Neill because he could hit a fucking ball from 40 yards, but he couldn't complete a 5-yard pass. He was clunky. I'm sorry, he was just a bit of a clunky sort of like big. Not clunky, but he was just this big, tall,
awkward
central midfielder who could smash the ball. Who could smash the fuck out of a ball with that foot of his. But you know, beyond that, didn't really have. He wasn't the greatest tackler. I seem to remember as well. He's a bit late on the tackle at times. Like, I'm sorry, Brandon O'Neill definitely mops up in that position way better than Orlando Engelhard does. So again, I think you missed out here unless you have another point to defend Engelhard, or if you want to throw Rostin Griffiths into the mix.
No, I'm sticking with Engelhard. I knew it was going to be controversial.
I want to know why you didn't pick Rostin Griffiths, though. I really do, because he was very good for you.
He was good for us, but like I said, got to represent the OG club. You know, I just thought, you know, there's got to be some guys who didn't play for City who deserve to be in this list, in my opinion. Whether or not they make the final cut, that's another story.
Okay,
but
well, right now, and I'll tell you right now, we're about to lose another one as well.
Well, there you go. That one we didn't have much. Heart didn't have much to cheer about back then either. So
I'll tell you what. There's no. I find it hard to believe how you're going to beat who I've got in my final midfield spot as a number 10. I mean, I think you know exactly where I'm going. I know some Sydney fans hate him after the whole switch to Wanderers, but I don't care. He was at the back end of his career. Sydney fucked themselves on that. He wanted to stay. We didn't offer the contract. That's off. That's the club's fault, right? And it doesn't make him feel any less about him because I said he's the end of his career. Fine, he had 2 seasons there. Pretty much did fuck all there, so I don't really care. It's Ninko, obviously, Milos Ninkovic. I mean, like, as I said, you're probably going to lose this one as well because he's probably the best number 10 in A-League history. I don't think anyone can argue that. I know a lot of Brisbane fans might start saying Thomas Broich, and yeah, fair argument, but no, he's nowhere. It's Milos Ninkovic. Excuse me. All that tiredness from that all-nighter in the hospital the other day is catching up with me. But yeah, it's Milos Ninkovic. The dude was fucking magical with the ball. Like, you watched him, the way he used to just glide through players with the ball, like, almost glued to his feet. Like, I remember that, I think it was against Newcastle, there was a goal he scored one season where he basically got the ball, turned around, went through 4 defenders, like 4 players basically, with this really close, and it wasn't even, when you watched him, right, it wasn't even like he was doing all these fancy flicks and tricks and doing all that flair. It was just very simple ball movement, but the speed at which he did it, and the even though he's quite a slender figure, he had incredible upper body strength. He was so good at holding off defenders and using his body and stuff like that, and just gliding through players, and then just the finishing as well was like on another level at times as well. Some of the finishes for some of his goals, and the assists as well. Like, you'll probably remember one against you guys at Amy Park when we beat you 3-0, I think, in a game, where he had the ball just outside the box and you were all closing him down. And from nowhere, he just plays this really simple 5-yard pass, that splits your entire fucking back line with a 5-yard pass, and Bobo gets on the end of it and finishes it. Like some of the footballing brain on Milos Ninkovic is like nothing the A-League has ever seen before. And this includes a league which contains Juan Mata, who is currently pissing the league at the age of 37, and it's Juan Mata as well. I think Milos Ninkovic is the most intelligent footballer the league has ever seen, by some distance. And I love Mata United. I don't care he's done a season at Wanderers and now at Victory. I don't care. Like, Juan Mata is a very intelligent footballer as well, but I don't think as intelligent as Ninkovic. Some of the way Ninkovic used to play was just on another level, basically. So yeah, I'm putting Ninkovic in. Just give us your shout, but it's not going to get in this team ahead of Ninkovic.
I've gone with Aaron Moy.
Oh, look, again, a fair pick, but he's not beating Ninko.
Yeah, but did Ninkovic ever play for the Socceroos? So,
he's played for Serbia.
That doesn't...
Serbia are better, in my opinion, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I went with Aaron Moy. I mean, so whether or not he gets in or not...
Look, yeah.
I just still think that's a
2
fairly
seasons
good
of you, didn't he? And then he's played at Wanderers before that, but... I mean, look, he was very good for you, especially that 15-16 season. He was definitely one of the best players in the league, but he's not Ninkovic. He's just not in any way whatsoever.
I'm sort of hoping my front three, come up trumps against yours. So I guess we'll move on to.
I mean, look, did Aaron Moy ever score a penalty to win a grand final? I don't think so.
Maybe in China when he played there. I don't know.
I was at the ground as well when Ninkovic scored that penalty against Victory in that grand final.
Yeah, I wasn't, so I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, I mean, it's Ninkovic all the way. And now we get to the front three, and I think this is the first time where it gets interesting, because we've gone to 4-3-3, so we got the left and the right wing and the centre forward. We'll start on the left again for this. We'll go left wing, right wing, and then we'll finish on the centre forward, obviously. Now, this is where I've bent the rules a bit. I've had to put a player slightly out of position here. He has played out wide for us before, but primarily you'd think of him as a striker. Because, doing a best 11 of all time, Sydney list. Sorry, go on again. Excuse me, I'm so bad at this. It's contagious now. Yeah. We're doing a best Sydney 11 of all time. Every Sydney fan would jump in the comments and absolutely just crucify me if I didn't put this man in, and I agree, this man should go in even if he's slightly out of position, because putting him in his normal position would mean I'm not putting our best striker of all time, and I'm not missing that out. So
I've probably got a couple out of position as well, so that's fine.
I've put Broski. I mean, it's just no debate. I was going to put Lolly and then removed him, realising I've got to get Broski in this team somehow. And he played on, and the right winger I don't want to move because I will get to him in a bit. As much as I love Joe Lolly, and he's been brilliant for us for the last few seasons, and we're seriously missing him this season when he's been injured with all these injuries issues. But yeah, Alex Broski is Sydney FC through and through. I mean, that is basically it. That man, isn't he? When you think of Sydney FC and A-League, really, Broski is one of the first players you think of. Let's be real, isn't it? Like. He was, sorry I should say, because he retired, has been for a number of years.
Sydney FC, yeah.
He just good as well. Like, sometimes people forget how good he actually was. Like, he had an absolute burst of pace on him. He was a really good finisher. Some of the goals he scored, and he in a way got better with age, because some of the best seasons he had for us were the last 3 or 4 seasons of his career. Like, especially when he grew his beard, that was when he really went to another level. Like some of the finishes, I remember there was a goal he scored against Adelaide when a curling diagonal was kind of whipped in, and he just kind of runs onto it and just plants this brilliant diving header beyond Galekovic into the bottom corner across the keeper. And then another goal he scored against Adelaide where he hit a brilliant volley first time into the bottom corner across the keeper. Goals against Victory, he had it all really. He was just an incredible, not only servant to the league and to the club. Obviously, people forget he shared the Golden Boot in the inaugural A-League season when he was at Brisbane Roar, if you remember. I think he scored 8 goals. Do you remember when 8 goals won you a Golden Boot? It might be the case. Oh no, someone's already on 10, but still.
A lot of those games, Chester, I've tried really hard to actually forget. So.
Well, like what I'm saying is like to show how far, like how long he played for. Like he scored, he leveled, he tied the Golden Boot in the inaugural A-League season with Bobby Despotovsky. You don't forget about that when he scored 8 for Perth in the inaugural A-League season. His son, of course, is playing for Perth. Now, obviously, Brosk hasn't played for a few seasons for Sydney. 2019, he retired. And his last game for Sydney was winning a grand final. And his second last game for Sydney was beating Victory 6-1 in a prelim final. I mean, does it get any better than that? And was beating Wanderers in the final would have probably made it even better. But still, like... Brendan fucking Santa Pleb was playing for Perth then.
Santa Pleb.
But yeah, for me, Brosk is my shout. I know left wing's a bit out of position, but I had to get him in the team somehow. He's not getting in 10 ahead of Ninko. He's not getting in centre forward ahead of who I've put as striker. So I had to put him in. Sorry, Joe Lolly, risked his out. Oh, again. Holy shit.
I had to
done a number on me. But yeah, I had to get Brosk in. But yeah, who have you put? This could, like as I said, the front three might actually cause some serious debate. So who have you put on the left?
Well, this is the second of my spite picks for this list, but I have very good reason as to why, and you'll understand why as soon as I mention his name. And also in terms of like, I had to sort of adjust because this line of three, these guys. Well, 2 of them definitely can't be left out of this side, I don't think, for what they did. But this guy is a guy who played for the club not that long ago, and gave me one of the best moments as a Heart City fan I think I'll ever have. Scored on the biggest stage in the biggest game of the season, to inflict all sorts of pain on. The mob that I absolutely detest the most.
I know who it is, and I find it a bit weird. I mean, I know I've put one season picks in mine, and maybe I don't know particularly how good he was, but I'm pretty sure I know who you're about to say. It's Jonathan Cohen, right?
It is Jonathan Cohen.
I thought so,
after what he did to Shittery fans in that grand final, the unbridled joy of City fans who. Loved lording it over the other mob so much so they had that billboard on Punt Road after we won the grand final. just how could I not have him on this list?
It was just brilliant with the Victory fans putting up the thing saying, "Come on, do something," and the way your fans kind of just went, "Yeah, we did something."
We did. We didn't talk about it the whole week. We just did it.
Yeah.
And the membership department, I rang them the week after saying whoever did that deserves a raise and. Yeah, credit to them. So,
I love how literally the day after you won the grand final, you called to renew your membership. You're like, I'm just getting it done now. I'm so happy.
Yeah, they deserve my praise. So because that was just genius.
Yeah, I can't imagine you'll be calling the I can't imagine the way things are currently going this season. You'll be calling the membership department or the ticket office to renew your membership at the very end of this season. I reckon you'll probably leave it a bit later this time.
I actually rang them the other day to find out how many payments of my instalment plan I've got left, and it's now 2, but I thought it was 2, but it turned out to be 3. I'm like, but I had to make sure it was paid because we've got Saturday night and then we're playing again on Tuesday, and I do intend to go to both games. Got to make sure it's up to date. Yeah. So Cohen was my pick.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, look, it's a valiant effort, but I think once again Sydney FC are dominating this list in terms of players. I'm trying to make it fair, but you're not making it easy with some of these picks.
The last two mix might trump yours.
Are we debating it, or is it Brosk? I know he's out of position, but I mean, look, as good as Jonathan Cohen was for you last season, and how good that was.
Lengthy career against one moment in one goal. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. On to the right then. And again, just another one seasoner for us, which there has been a lot. It's what the A-League is like. Obviously, you've had a couple of one seasons. I'm gonna wait until I stop yawning. This is a great advert for our channel, really, isn't it? I'm not bored of our videos, guys. I'm just quite tired.
It's contagious.
Yeah. Friday afternoon, Easter day off. Well, for you, it's not really a day off, but for me. But yeah, what was I saying? This player. So aside from Mata this season, which I think I've already said a couple of times in our reviews, where I think the league just looks way too easy for a player of his quality, Mata, this season. There's only one other player in A-League history where I think played in the A-League and made it look like child's play. That he was just that much better than the league, that he didn't have to go really into first gear at all. Like, he didn't have to go just put the like he could play the league at a leisurely pace and still look way better than most other players in the league. Similar to Mata, I'm not saying he's not putting effort in. Obviously he is, but what I'm saying is he could go up a level. He just doesn't need to because he's so damn good compared to everyone else around him right now in the league. But that's the league right now, what the shit standard it is overall. Back in the 17-18 season, where this player of mine I'm about to mention was playing for us, the league was at a much higher standard, of course, around that time. So the player I'm talking about is none other than the Polish magician himself, Adrian Mierziewski. And fucking hell, what a player. Only that one season, of course, but he looked like he was having a fucking holiday, but in a good way. Like, not the way that some players come to this league and piss around and don't take it seriously and don't try and all that stuff. No. As in a holiday in the fact that, he was going out there trying and putting effort in, but then quickly realising, even if he puts in 80% effort rather than 100% intensity, I should say, rather than effort, that's a better way of saying intensity, he can still boss the league, and that's exactly what he did most weeks. Like, he just strolled around the pitch like it was his basic, like he was God and that was his playground, basically. Like, that's the way he played for us. Like, ball would come to him, he'd be like, yeah, you're there, defender's coming at me there, alright, cool, I know what I'm doing, this is easy, let's just get this over and done with. Kind of a bit like Douglas Costa last season, although he didn't quite have reached the same levels as far as I'm concerned, because he didn't have that acceleration or that burst of pace that Mierziewski did. And Mierziewski, the fucking shot, like the free kick in the derby, some of the goals, like a goal against Brisbane, I remember, where he just gets the ball on the edge of the box and just hits this low drive from the edge of the box, through the box and right into the bottom corner where the keeper literally can do nothing about it, and does it so nonchalantly as well. Like, it was the whole nonchalant way in which he played sometimes, which made him just look way better than any other player in the league in that particular season. So yeah, Mierziewski for me is 100% a shoe-in for one of our best players of all time. And again, I'm slightly out of position, I'm modifying for that, but whatever, right? Just ridiculously good. So yeah, who have you put on the right to go up against the muscle man himself?
Well, I would have picked our own sort of Polish magician in Marcin Baginski, but didn't. Like I said, some of these guys might not be accurate in terms of positions, but I had to lead. I couldn't not have both of these guys, and we'll get to the last one. But Bruno Fornaroli's in that spot for mine.
Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't put the Scouser himself, Craig No One.
No.
Craig No One.
Definitely wasn't. No, very good. Definitely wasn't going to put him, but I couldn't not put the Avondale Heights Avenger. Bruno Fornaroli in that spot.
You've forgiven him for his victory, for his years of victory, then. I'll take it.
Yeah, he was class when he played for us.
Look, I might have to, annoying as it is, I might have to let you have this one, because as fucking amazing as Mierziewski was in that one season, Fornaroli has been an A-League stalwart for years, and most seasons been damn good at it as well. Like, he was brilliant for you. He was one of the main reasons Perth had the season they had in 18-19, ultimately losing to us in that grand final, but still winning the Premier's play. And even for victory, you can't deny he was still quite good. Like, Australia put him in their team. Australia called him up way too late in his career, as far as I'm concerned. If they had him earlier, then it would have made all the difference. But then again, they wouldn't have been able to due to, obviously citizenship rules and 5 years and that. But anyway, I can't deny you've actually come up with a very good one there over what I thought was a good pick. And I was thinking I was genuinely thinking with some of the other picks you were going to pick someone like fucking Craig No One or like Marin Yakalish or some weird pick like that. But congratulations, Ben. You've absolutely pulled a blinder out there, even though it should have been obvious.
Thank you.
But yeah, talk a bit more about Fornaroli.
Oh, just just some of the best days at Amy Park were spent watching this guy. I still remember
The hat trick against us.
Almost said Rabada, but the
Rabada assist. The Kagiso Rabada assist.
Yeah. What's that term? Rabona. Yeah. No, Rabona. Yeah. I'm not going to sing on this podcast. It's not what I do. The Rabona against multiple defences. The time he dropped the F-bomb on pay television after we won the FFA Cup final, which was hilarious.
Was that the one when Cahill scored against us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he told how many ever thousands of people to fuck off on the podium that night. That was brilliant. What's better than winning a title, dropping the F-ball on live television? So
I remember after a goalless draw or something that you had when your Heart days at Blue Tongue, Simon Colosimo said shitty in the interview. Because it was like a poor performance, and they're like, "Oh, how can you sum that up, Simon?" And he was like, "Oh, that was a pretty shitty performance." And he's like, "Oh shit, no, not oh shit." He's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry." He's like, "I shouldn't have said that. Sorry."
We were pretty shitty back then when he was playing for us. It's no doubt about it. But I think definitely he brought excitement to that club, and it was probably a shame he didn't play more games with us. I think Warren Joyce was manager then, and the less said about him, the better. But Fornaroli was brilliant. And yes, I did despise him when he went to that other mob, but
at least it wasn't direct. At least it wasn't direct. He did do a couple of scenes in Perth before that.
Yeah, and it was good for them too. So I don't mind Perth.
Even though you dig out their fans routinely, you don't mind the team.
Yeah. I admire them for their travel and the fact that they travel in good numbers down here and they don't always get the result. So, but that's why I've got Fornaroli in that list.
Yeah, look, I have to give you that one. I think Fornaroli, as good as Mierziewski was, that one season from Mierziewski is probably better than any season Fornaroli's had. Maybe, I don't know, argue that 15-16 season when he first came to you, he was damn fucking good. He was, to be fair. But overall, he did it more consistently. So I think I have to annoyingly give that one to you because I fucking hate that twat. I'm sorry. Pissed me off when he played for you. Pissed me off when he played for Perth. Pissed me off when he played for Victory. Fuck him.
He's done his job then. Who's your
Uruguayan? Something about Uruguayan forwards absolutely set me off. Him and fucking Suarez. Well, Cavani aside, because United and he played for United and all that. Centre forward is the one that's really going to elicit the debate here because I've gone for. Look, there's two names I could have put here for our best ever centre forward, and no, Bruno Casarin and Campazano aren't one of them. Well, technically Broski is, but I've already got him in the team and he's on the left. So if we're not having Broski, there's two other strikers I'll put in. Look, Mark Yanko was brilliant for the one season we had him, but not good enough to get in this. It's really down to Bobo and Alfie. And I did think about this. Bobo, single season, he didn't play for more like... Especially, he played for a couple of seasons, obviously, and he was brilliant for us. That 27-goal season in 2017-18, for example. And even the first season when we did the double, when we had him in 16-17, he was brilliant as well. But if we're talking all-round strikers, who I actually think is the best striker we've had, it's Alfie. It's none other than Adam Lafondra. And it's a weird way to call a player generational in the A-League because it's not really a generational league, but in context of the league, generational, I'm going to say. Obviously not really in the context of the word, but in the context of the league, we'll call it that. Alfie was one of the best strikers this league's ever seen, like, just incredibly clever, good movement, positional awareness, supreme at this level, obviously. I mean, look, in terms of striker pedigree as well, with the exception of Tim Cahill and obviously David Villa, Alfie's probably the next one who comes on. I know Bobo played for Besiktas and stuff like that, but Berisha played for Hamburg and stuff like that, but and Nuremberg as well, and weirdly enough Burnley for one season, though he didn't do an awful lot there. But you didn't know that. But you didn't even know Berisha played for Hamburg. But you did. No. Yeah, but you did. So he's played for two of your club's rivals. Have that, right? But back to Alfie. Alfie played for Reading. I mean, look, has any other player in the A-League's history won a Premier League Player of the Month award? That's all I'm going to say.
Probably not.
Well,
but,
Alfie has, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the guy that I've picked on my
But
side.
I would imagine if it's not who
Yeah.
I think you are, and if you haven't, I'm absolutely flabbergasted why you've left him out of your all-time City list if he's not in here at
Yeah.
all. But this
Yeah.
will
Well-
put some serious debate on the table because I imagine Alfie is
Yeah.
about to go up against the A-League's record goal scorer.
Well, let me ask you this. You said that he's won a Premier League Player of the Month award, right? Does he have a hospitality lounge named after him?
I
No.
didn't
No.
know that the club named your hospitality lounge. It makes sense, but you
No.
could have led with
But-
A-League's
No.
record goal scorer, by the way. But yeah, go that
No,
direction.
that's too niche. He's also known as the Maltese Messi. No, but it's not. No, it's not him. It's Jamie McLaren.
Michael Mifsud. I swear, I thought for a second if you named your fucking player lounge after Michael Mifsud.
Yeah. There will be one of these episodes where we pick our worst 11.
Oh, he's definitely getting in your all.
And he's
To
definitely
be fair,
getting in there.
hang on, what about Golgol Mapratu? Don't he deserve a mention for that?
No.
No, but anyway, this is not worst 11. This
Yeah.
is hands down
No.
better. And yeah, I knew.
It's Jamie McLaren. He's one of our own.
Yeah.
As the other side used to chant. So he scores when he wants. So
Yeah. Look, I knew this was going to happen, and I still think there's a strong chance Alfie can beat the record A-League goal scorer, even though that's ridiculous. But yeah, I know obviously you're going to push back on this one, and you've got good reasons to.
Hospo Lounge beats out Premier League Player of the Month.
give
I reckon.
over.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, but hang on. The reason why I think he wins it is because of this, right? So maybe a season or two ago, and Mark, who's a good mate of mine, I won a competition with City, and it was a night in the McLaren Hospitality Lounge, and we got a halftime tour of the bowels of Amy Park, right? We had to wait an hour and a half for our complimentary dinner. So I'm taking points off for that.
That's not on Jamie McLaren though, is it? It's not like Jay Matt's been telling.
But he's putting his name to the lounge, mate. There's a standard of
That's the
service.
club.
You've got to,
The club. I don't know I'm defending him here. That's the club basically. That's the club basically calling it out. One thing I will give him in his favour is he scored a match winner for Brisbane Roar against Melbourne Victory in that 16-17 season, which allowed us to win the league. So I will give him props for that. Although he's also absolutely fucked us over in title races at the same time after that. But still, I'll give him points for that. Another way we could compare it is both of them have had time at Hibs, if you didn't know it. Mm-hmm. Both of them have played for
I knew
Hibs.
that. Yeah.
Who has the better record? I'm not saying it's I'm not saying this defines it, but I am actually curious to see who's had the better record for Hibs.
Did Alfie ever play for Darmstadt though? Did Alfie ever play for Darmstadt though?
Oh fuck! I forgot he had time in Germany as well. Yeah.
No.
I'm surprised you didn't put David Williams in there.
I actually had him in before I made some changes. So.
Oh, that would have been.
Believe it or not. So yeah.
Oh my
But
god!
it
He's
is McLaren.
I bet you didn't know this. He's from Scumbury.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, you knew he was from Scumbury. Okay.
Scumbury.
He's still playing. He's playing for Mohun Bagan in the Indian Super League now.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, okay, of course you did. I mean, look, I will say his A-League goal scoring record is pretty damn good. With the exception of, he was young when he was at Glory. Still 11 goals in 38 ain't bad, but like 40 and 53 for Brisbane and 103 and 142 for you guys is ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
it is. All right, look. So 9 and 27 when he was on loan at Hibs in the 18-19 season. Let's just check Alfie. I was about to type Alfie, realising his name is Adam Lafondra. Here's a bit of trivia for you. Every Sydney fan knows this, and Reading fans and all that alike would know it. And Stockport and Rochdale and Rotherham and Cardiff and Wolves and Bolton and of the multitude of different clubs he's played for across England. But like, do you know why he's called Alfie?
I know there was a movie with Jude Law called Alfie, and
No, it's got nothing to do with that.
nothing to do with that. So no.
It's his initials.
Yeah, Alfie Langer, the Brisbane Broncos player.
It's his initials for his name,
Oh,
Adam
Alf, the
Lafondra.
TV show.
No, I'm just
I don't
saying.
know.
It's the initials in his name, Adam Lafondra.
Ah, gotcha.
Alf.
I thought it
Yeah.
might be Alf Stewart or Elf the TV,
No.
the cartoon. No?
Okay, well, if we're doing the Hibbs thing, McLaren beats him because he's 23, 5 in 23, so it's not quite as good.
Yeah, I think so.
He is currently playing for FC United of Manchester, Alfie, and he has 27 goals in 68 appearances, so he's still doing all right at the ripe old age of 39.
But in the Vanarama League or whatever they call it now.
And also, not that it really means anything, but he does get extra points to me as well because he's a boyhood United fan as well, Alfie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Is
explains why he's going for
McLaren
him, yeah.
is J Mac a Saints fan? No.
Is he a Sunbury fan? Sunbury Football Club? Shout out? No, I don't know. I've got no idea.
Oh, you don't know.
But I took points off him for that experience in the hospitality lounge, which is no fault of his own. But you've got to, and they'd sold out of the seafood basket by the time we got there. So, you know.
Supposedly
he's
he's still playing for Australia as well, even though he doesn't. I don't think he's played in a couple of years. For
what
them.
in the Masters League?
No.
Socceroos Masters?
No, just literally because on Wikipedia it just says 2016 to nothing, so that implies he's still playing. But like, yeah. He played for Green Gully when he was in his youth career as well.
Yeah, Scott McDonald played 2 games for Gippsland Falcons back in the day.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, as a 16-year-old, I think he was like the youngest NSL player in history. Anyway, I reckon. What do you think? Lafondra just edges out McLaren before we wrap up.
I don't know. I mean, I'm meant to be defending my player, but I mean, look, you're obviously going to put this is tough. I'm
going to say McLaren. Just because you've probably got a few more players in this list overall.
That is true, and I'm also thinking, like, as much as I love Alfie and as fucking ridiculously good as he was, just like in general in the league, I can't argue with record A-League goal scorer here, really, can I? Like,
no, you can't.
It's not, and the fact that probably makes it even better for you is he took that record off Berisha as well, I believe, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bruno Fornaroli had the record before he did. So
I thought Archie Thompson did.
Yeah, so I think pride of Sunbury, Jamie McLaren. Yeah, I think that's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Alfie. But we did have a lot of other players in there. I think I have to get you have a couple. So yeah, look, J Mac takes it. If we're talking managers, I mean, look, I think probably the best one you've ever had is our manager now, which kind of sums it up. But again, I'm sorry, I don't think... If we're talking just in terms of overall pedigree, in terms of trophies won, it's Corica, obviously our best manager. But if we're talking in overall pedigree, it's obviously Arnie. And I don't even think you can kind of debate you having a better manager than Graham Arnold. Can you?
Eric Monbez?
No.
Warren Moon? Not Warren Moon, Warren Joyce.
Fucking hell, can you imagine if Warren Moon managed you?
Fuck, I'm tired and I'm losing my mind. It's like, yeah...
John Van Shit.
Nearly 5 o'clock. Michael Valkanis.
John Van Shit.
Yep. John Aloisi.
Rado Vidicic, R.I.P.
Yep, R.I.P.
Briefly managed you, didn't he? But yeah.
Shout out to the family. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think Arnold, because he's qualified. He's taking Iraq to the World Cup.
I mean, look, your best ever manager is obviously Kisnorbo, but like, he's not Arnie. And if we're doing just off trophies won for the club, then ours is Corica, and even then, I don't think you beat him. Like,
yeah,
it's obviously Arnie. Like,
I'm happy with that. Yeah,
it's not Cosme, no. It's not.
No, I'm pretty happy with that.
Lavichka. Legend. I ran into Vitislav Lavichka one time just outside my high school when he was our manager.
Yeah.
I think I told you that before. I was walking up the road away from the school, and then like I walked past a guy, and I was like, for a sec, you know, when you see someone like famous, and you sometimes be like, oh, is that actually them? It was kind of one of those moments. I was like, I doubled back, and then he stopped because he knew I clocked him. And I was like, Vitislav Lavichka. It's weird when you say their full name as well. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, how? He's like, oh, he's Sydney fan. I was like, yeah. And I shook his hand. And then, yeah, because I think he's busy getting to left. But yeah, that was pretty cool when I like randomly bumped into him just like outside my high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I think it's definitely only, but this probably doesn't beat it, but I ran into Ruben Zatkovic outside the DFO
outside a nightclub in Melbourne or something.
No, outside the DFO at South Wharf one day. I think they were playing us on a Friday and happened to.
Oh, when he was Brisbane's manager, yeah, that's right. Yeah. You told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please tell me you said hi to him as well.
No, I didn't. I knew who he was. I just walked past him.
Just like when I one time walked past a really grumpy David Warner in Sydney.
Oh well.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
just a quick random before we finish this off. Have you ever randomly bumped into a Saints coach?
No.
Because I know you've seen a couple of their players in the pubs in St Kilda before. I think you told me.
Yeah. Not randomly. I did
Oh, okay.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. No. So no.
It was a planned event. Okay, it wasn't random. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've never randomly bumped into any Saints player?
Oh, players. Yeah, players. Yes. There's one who used to play for Fremantle and played for St Kilda for a while. Who was actually behind the bar at the social club. One day when I was I think I just turned 18 and was down there. Yeah.
Give him a shout out in case he's watching.
Yeah, Craig Callahan, great Freo and Saints Still Award down at the old social club. I was down there one day in the afternoon having a quiet beer and yeah.
You didn't randomly bump into Nick Rewalt on the street one day or
No. No.
Yeah, fair enough. You've only met him at actual events.
That's right. Yeah.
Just a quick one. Have you met your club? Have you ever met Tony Lockett and those sort of players?
Yeah, I've met Tony Lockett. My first Saints jumper was one at Southland when I was about, I want to say 8. And him and Danny Frawley, rest in peace. I won it in a handball competition. I got my photos in the footy record, as they call it here. So I wish I still had. Mum's still got the photos somewhere, but yeah.
And Robert Harvey as well. You ever met him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you met them all. Yeah.
Yep, all the big names and some of the not so big names. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, we're just randomly going off on the Saints tangent again. But yeah, anyway, look, yeah, that'll wrap up the team. Look, heavily dominated by Sydney players, but I think we all saw that coming, given the fact that we were dominant for around 5 years in the league, and have had some of the greatest players in their positions in A-League history because of the luck of who we are as a team and stuff like that. Even though it's not going as well now, but though we have your former most successful manager, so maybe it can turn around for us. Who knows, right? We could still go ahead and win the grand final at this point. I mean, we're not ruling it out, right? But yeah, anyway, that will wrap up another episode. We'll be back on Monday, of course. We'll be back normal time on Monday because it's still day off on Monday. It's Easter Monday, of course. So with the review after the international break, football's back. A quick touch on the fact of Italy missing a third consecutive World Cup is complete banter.
And bringing out a jersey for it too, so beautiful, you know.
Aussie, I know for a fact Aussie fans are rejoicing everywhere after the fact that, Italy haven't won a knockout game. Well, Italy have only won one other game in normal time in the World Cup since they cheated their way to beat Australia. In 2006.
What we will talk about though is Bosnia beating them and Nikola Vasil, Pauli's custodian between the posts. He's got no excuse to not keep us up now after that performance. Yes, he didn't actually make a save.
He didn't.
But he was there for the whole experience, and that still counts. So he's off to
mind you, he made a fucking mistake for Italy's goal as well.
I didn't see that.
It was a pass out that went straight to an Italy player. It was Politano. He passed the ball straight to Politano.
He's done that for us this year, hasn't he? So, he did that against, I think, Gladbach in the first game and a couple of others. So he's on for that anyway.
But yeah, A-League, as I said, A-League is back obviously this week. Bayern have Freiburg away. Might be slightly difficult, though we still expect us to win. You guys, of course, have someone at home. That's another tough game for you.
We need to get something.
Sorry, that game's got 0-0 written all over it from a neutral perspective.
Well, so did Mainz before the break, and look at them now. But yeah, we've got them, and then I think we've got you guys next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty sure.
And then we've got our last month of very, very winnable, gettable games.
And that's the thing, right? If you can get something from the Union game, great. Obviously, you probably don't expect to get anything against us. Although I still think it's going to be tough to break you down, though we're probably going to be quite dominant in that game. Although we will be coming off the back of having played Real Madrid in the Champions League, so you never know, we could be a bit exhausted. Who knows, right?
Let's see how we go come Monday, yeah?
Yeah, let's just see. But those games are first up, and then A-League is back, of course. Sydney under Kisnor both will begin their last 4 games to at least win 2 of them. This is hopefully one of them. Though Brisbane away isn't going to be easy. Melbourne City, you're there on Saturday night, aren't you? Against Wanderers.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, it should be another good week of action in football after the international break. So we'll be back on Monday to review all that action as normal, of course. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.
See you guys.